Okay, so how would you go about making a Browning automatic rifle in an airsoft? Now, we all know that you can buy the VFC model BAR, but they're, well, £1,000, maybe 1,200 even, similar price in US dollars, so they're quite an expensive gun. And the VFCs are, well, they're made out of alloy, they're made out of aluminium. Now, when I tend to make things, I make them out of steel. Now, this BAR, now I've turned it around, get a bit of a look at how this is done. Now, this is a Bakelite stock model. Now, if I was making one in an airsoft version, I very much doubt I'd be trying to do the Bakelite stock. Now, I suspect that the wood stock is the same shape. I'll have to check up on that. Now, the steel component here, well, all of it I'll be doing in steel. This part, well, I'll show you what I've got for a barrel in a moment. Now, the World War II version of this shouldn't have that on it. This is a later edition. They didn't, as far as I know, they didn't actually have this carry handle in World War II. But the gun itself is sure enough, where is it now? Browning automatic rifle, US Cal 30, M19 18A2, manufactured by any small arms corporation. Yeah, and there's the serial number, patent applied for blah blah blah. Yeah, so it is an American made BAR. It's not an FN Belgian made version or anything like that. Now, the side of this, you can see the profile of it here, and what I might do is I might put a JPEG picture of a diagram that I'm making up, so if you want to try and cut one of these out in steel or wood or whatever, you can have a bit of a go. Now, if I flip this over, you see the other side of the gun is the same, but because of all these protrusions with the bolt and so on and various bits, it's hard to draw or take dimensions off this side. So because the two sides are the same, we'll go back to that one. Nice plain simple side. Now what I've done is I've stuck a sheet of paper across the top of this, and then I've ran a pencil round over the sheet of paper, and I've taken a line of the edge of this. Now here it is. You can see what I've done. Forgive me, I've had the page folded up in my pocket as I took it out with me yesterday while I was hunting down some metal for the project. Now, yeah, so you can see what I've done. I've basically scribbled a pencil round along the edge, and then wherever it comes out dark, I've then gone over it in a marker pen to give me the profile that I'm needing. Now, what I've done here is, you'll see I've added a little bit extra metal back on again. Now that is basically that part there where it folds underneath there and there. Now what I was thinking about doing here is folding the metal under and making two sides the same and then welding them together. So the point where the metal would come under here, I'd weld the two sides back together. Now I may still do that at the front end. That is a working option, but the rear end here is a problem. Now I'll show you why there's a problem. Because when I was making the PPSH 41 earlier on in the year, I decided I had to buy a M14 gearbox. Now the only M14 gearboxes for sale on the web or anywhere that I could find, other than breaking open decent M14 rifles, which is a bit silly, the only ones I could get were from, I think it was Evic, from the USA or Canada, wherever they are. Now at the time I thought, well, there's a good chance I'll want another one in the future, so I'll order two. So here's the second gearbox, which I've had stuck away in a box. Now if I plonk this over the BAR, you get some sort of impression about how this actually looks. Now I've got to try and line the centre of the gas, the air nozzle. Line that centre of the air nozzle up with the barrel, and then look back at this profile here. Now there's a few things which can be done here. The trigger, that trigger could be sawn off there, and I could Lumi weld a that's aluminium weld slash solder, whatever you want to call it. Lumi weld a different trigger shape and move it forward slightly, so that can be altered there. Now you can see the M14 does fit inside the metal of this framework. Now the problems where we have, well, the areas we have problems, first of all, one, the stock area. Now my thoughts around attaching the stock are basically up inside here. I'll leave that there. Up inside here, this curved area, basically weld a round, I'll move that, it's getting in my way, weld a round bar flowing round here in this curve, and have it come down all the way through the stock. A length of studding would work. If you know what studding is, it's you can get it in different types of rod. Basically it's a length of bar with thread running all the way down it, and basically you could weld a bar there and have it run all the way through the stock down to the bottom, and then you could fix a nut onto it to hold the stock on. Now that could be done there, and it could probably also be done around here. Maybe it doesn't need to be done in two locations. In fact, if I position that back there, you can see here, this isn't working right. The bed's not, the thing's on a bit of a slope. Right, if I position that again, yeah, you see just here, what I could do is I could have a plate welded from one side to the other. From one side the BAR grip to the other side, and then have a piece of stud iron running all the way through here, through the stock. Now this would come all the way out to the back there. Then I could have any number of ways of fixing the back on.